Welcome to Guy and Gal Gaming, which is our tentative title, because we really don't have one. I'm your host, Andrew. This is my co-host, Chris. Chris,
Yo.
say something.
Yo.
And so this is the first episode of our podcast where we're going to talk about gaming.
Things. Oh, that too.
Okay. Chris, what games, if any, have you been playing in the past week or so?
In the week or so, I've been indulging in the quite lovely BioShock.
And how is that? Because I've never actually played it.
It's really good. It's based on a multi-universe theory.
Mm-hmm.
And how everything can be affected by like one slight difference if the cycle is broken or something.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
I must I go on?
If you'd like.
Let's see. Well, seeing as you're probably never really gonna play it.
I don't know, I might
Probably
one
never
day.
gonna play it though. I might as well. It's basically about this guy named Booker, and these two people called the Lutece twins come to him saying, "Bring us the girl and wipe away the dead." So they shoot him into another an alternate universe called Columbia, and he has to go and try to find this girl named Elizabeth.
Wait, it's a different world? I thought it was actually taking place in Colombia.
Where he is a different world, and where he shoots up to is another one. If that makes any sense.
I'm sure it would make. I'm sure it would make sense if I played it.
It's like because in the end, you're basically traveling through different multi-universes.
I will give them the benefit of the doubt by saying that I'm sure it would make sense if I played it.
Yeah, it definitely would.
Did you beat it? How far into it did you get?
I beat Infinite, and I beat the other two BioShocks, but the last one that tied everything together I didn't have, so I ended up watching the gameplays and cutscenes. It's a nice game. Definitely like it. If you're into a solid plot and a mind-blown fucknut thing that somehow connects together that makes sense but doesn't make sense at the same time, but scientifically makes sense and all that shit, you would like it.
Is it the main character in all the games?
No.
I mean, is it the same main character in all the games?
No. He is part of it, but he is not exactly the main character in all the games.
Oh, okay.
Like in the very first BioShock. Wow, I forgot who it was. It's some dude. And in the second BioShock, it's one of the monsters you face in BioShock 1. In BioShock Infinite, it's Booker DeWitt. In the third one...
Are these spoilers?
No?
Alright.
It shouldn't
Go
be.
on.
And in the BioShock Burial at Sea, it's Elizabeth and how everything ties together.
Wait, they're not always at sea?
No. BioShock's the very first one and the second one, they are in Rapture.
Yeah,
in Infinite, they're in Columbia, which is a floating sky. And in Burial at Sea, they go back into Rapture. And see how everything is tied together and how it all started.
Which ones have the big daddies and which ones have were they big sisters?
That's 1, 2, and might as well be Burial at Sea. Anytime they're in Rapture, that's where the big daddies are.
Okay. What takes their place in the games that they're not in Rapture?
Say that again?
What takes their place as that type of enemy when they're not in Rapture? If anything, I mean, I don't know.
The closest thing you get to an Infinite is probably the Fireman, I think he's called. He's a big mecha suit dude in the sky. He's one of the enemies you face, but he's not really. It's pretty common, you know, like a Zigzagoon.
Oh man, not
as common as cave herpes though.
What?
Not as common as cave herpes though.
Did you just call it K-Terpy?
Cave herpes, you know, Zubat.
Oh, I thought you were mispronouncing Caterpie.
No cave herpes.
Man, what was my train of thought? Oh yeah, because we were talking about Pokemon. I was gonna say not to interrupt BioShock, but there was a rumor going around that I think was confirmed fake,
Ooh.
but it sounded pretty awesome, and nonetheless, it was a remake of Pokemon Yellow for like 20th or 25th anniversary, which I think was confirmed fake. I'm not sure, but that sounded really awesome.
That does sound awesome.
Love a 3DS remake of Yellow. It'd be like
I wouldn't doubt it because they remade Ocarina. Well, not Ocarina. They remade Majora's Mask. So I wouldn't doubt it.
well, Majora's Mask was expected after they remade Ocarina of Time, which was awesome. Majora's Mask was awesome,
Hmm.
which I'm hoping you got and played.
The Majora's Mask one.
Yeah.
I played it before. I played it on the 64. I have it on an
So did I.
emulator, but I can't get past a certain point.
What part?
Literally, right after you get out of town, because I have no idea where the fuck to go.
Look at a strategy guide, man.
I know what it told me to do, but I'm sitting there like, fuck, no.
Dude,
Why can't you swim?
I 100%ed that shit.
Like I know what happens, so I'm okay with it.
Alright. Hey, if you tell me what happened in BioShock, would you be mad if I was like, well, now I know what happens, so I'm not going to play it?
No, not really.
Okay.
I really wouldn't be mad about it. I mean, as long as you got the full story and just like, now that is awesome, I can get into that, I'm cool with it.
Alrighty. Have you been playing anything else? I think before we started recording, you mentioned Call of Duty.
Yes, but I've only been playing online, not so much the plot. The only plot
I just don't really play first-person shooters. It's just not my thing.
I like first-person view in general, mainly because I feel like I'm submerged in the world rather than looking at, like, it was very hard for me to tolerate Zelda because I was still seeing the person. But it was
Really?
close enough to where I could deal with it.
For me, it's kind of the opposite because I feel like I don't really want to be the main character so much as I want to
Be omniscient.
Yeah, kind of, and I want to see this story unravel around me. Like I want to see. I think it's more of a perception. If this makes sense, it's more of how you want to perceive the story. Do you want to be a part of it, or like as a character? Do you want to be a character, or do you want to see the adventure of another character? And I think
that makes sense.
I think for me, I want to see the adventure of somebody else's brainchild, but I want to be a part of that experience, as opposed to being like me being the character. Because I don't know, maybe it's just a preference. I mean, I'm not opposed to being the main character. It's just I don't know.
You like to see it happen.
Yeah, I like to
60 view.
I like to see the other, like I like to see a character and how they react to things, because it's kind of like I know how I would react to things, but let me see this character and how he goes through this and what his adventure is, or her. Or
my usual thinking of it is that I know this character's stupid, so I want to make choices for the fucker.
I guess. But in
like, nah, you want to get on the horse? Nah, motherfucker, not today. I'm getting on this horse.
See, have you played The Darkness?
Yes, I have. It's with the mafia kid, right?
Or mafia guy.
Mafia guy, long hair, and then got the
Jackie Estacado.
Yeesh. I've played a good handful of it, but I don't think I've actually gotten the entire story.
The Darkness, Jackie. I love The Darkness. So good. They left the second one off on a cliffhanger.
Like, I would love those battles. I think The Darkness 2 is out, right?
Oh yeah, it's been out for a long time.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of like a fusion of, I think, what we were both talking about, where it's first person, you're in the first person view of a different character.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's just that feeling you get, because now that I think about it, there are first person shooters where you're not the character. There are first person shooters where
you make decisions and all that stuff.
I guess kind of like, I mean, I haven't played Halo, but I mean, I know Master Chief is his own character.
Mm-hmm.
So is Samus in Metroid Prime. So
Samus is my bae! I love that bitch! Only blonde that can give me a hard on.
okay. I don't know. There's plenty of blondes that'll give me a hard on, but that's a different story for maybe no other day. But now, no. Samus is pretty cool. I actually never played Metroid, and I'm sad that I haven't, and I really want to. I just never have.
I played one of the Metroid. It was for GameCube, but I don't think I finished it.
Probably one of the Prime ones then, right?
I think so. Here, let me check it out. Probably Prime. I wouldn't have
Yeah,
it.
There were 3 Prime games.
Oh.
Actually, the third one was on the Wii, so there were 2 GameCube Prime games. I think. Yeah.
GameCube.
Well, yes. Anyway,
Yeah.
while you look for that, or not,
It's fine.
I don't really. What's the point of Call of Duty? Is it just the shooting? It's just the fun of being in that scenario, or does it actually have like a good story? Like, is it?
I'm not sure about the others, but they all do have a story plot, which is like
It's just like a war scenario.
most of the time, yes. A lot of times it is a war scenario, I'm pretty sure. But each Call of Duty, I know each Call of Duty, if not every now and then of the Call of Duties, have a solid story plot going on. And whether it becomes a sequel, it's up to them. One of the plots, I think, was Black Ops either 2 or 1. You play as a guy, and I don't think... Something about a mental hospital. Hang on.
Check it out.
Yeah, they all have a plot, and the gamings you usually see is just people shooting online.
Yeah. I don't usually look, so...
I know some of the they have a zombie option or an alien option that has an actual
That's kind of cool. The only time I ever really enjoyed a first-person shooter was when I played Conker's Bad Fur Day, and there was that whole war section.
I could never get past... I had that on an emulator, but I could never get past the poop thing because it always crashed.
What a great game. That's one of my favorites. The Great Mighty Pooh.
And I'm going to throw my shit at you.
A huge supply of fish comes from my chocolate starfish. How
about some scotch, you little twat?
Oh, man. So good. But yeah, have you been playing anything else other than BioShock or Call of Duty lately?
No, there was Darksiders. A little bit of Dark Souls. Diablo.
So good.
There's Diablo. Nidhogg. It's like, you know.
What?
Nidhogg. It's like a little flash game thing. It's a lot of fun.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
I think Shadows of Mordor was one of them. I don't know. It reminds me of the Batman Arkham games. Those are good.
I want to play them.
You need to play them. What the fuck are you waiting for, man?
I don't know. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Oh man, I've been playing too much of Monster Hunter lately. That's what I've been playing.
That looks interesting.
Yes, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate to be exact. Which I don't know. See, I'm excited about. Like, I want to be excited about the new one that was announced. But then I look at how much time I've spent on Monster Hunter, and I'm like, do I really want to spend all that again when there are other things I need to do? Like,
yeah, you do. You do.
That's the good thing. I mean, that's the good thing about shorter games, because you're just like, all right, I'm done. I found out the story and everything, and now I can do whatever replay value the game has.
Mhm.
But when a game's story isn't over, even after the 100 hour mark, you're just like, this next one's gonna be like that too. But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's my first Monster Hunter game, and there's some pretty cool monster designs.
Nice,
Like,
nice, nice.
yeah, like I don't know. Have you seen anything about Monster Hunter ever?
I have not.
Well, see,
Wait.
when I first started playing, I had some gripes with the controls,
Hmm.
and it wasn't that it was bad, but maybe that like there were things that I would prefer for them to do differently, and I'm not sure how good or bad those changes would affect that type of game.
Hmm.
But for example, if you target a monster in an action game,
Okay.
or an enemy in an action game, because this game is a mix of action and RPG. Um, but if you targeted an enemy in an action game, you would expect the camera to be locked onto that enemy the whole time. That was
Mhm.
something I had to get used to in Monster Hunter because it only focused on if you're targeted on something, the camera doesn't focus on the enemy.
Hmm.
In fact, there is no targeting. It's basically you can choose to target the camera to the enemy. You're not targeted to the enemy, but you can target where you see the enemy, and as you move, the camera moves. So you have to keep focusing on it, and
Okay.
it kind of gets annoying. But then when other enemies or other monsters are around, you kind of want it not to focus on the one monster because you're like, oh, let me get rid of this asshole or something. But I guess it's based on whatever you need to do in a certain at a certain point. Like if you really want to focus on killing this one monster, then it gets annoying that you can't have the camera locked onto that monster the whole time.
Mhm.
Um, Again, as you play it, you just get the hang of it, and it doesn't become much of an issue to you anymore. It's just kind of when you first start playing, you're just like, oh, I wish that this was like this instead.
Mhm.
Um,
Like every game that everyone's played.
One thing though that still annoys me is the game. It seems like the game tries to punish you whenever you want to heal, and
What?
I feel like
No,
taking
Dark Souls.
damage. I feel like taking damage is enough punishment. Um, like like when you use a potion, your character has to pat. No, not pat his stomach. That's if you eat something. Your character has to pose like he gained strength or something. I'm like, there's a monster in front of you. You just took enough damage for you to have to heal. Why are you posing? It's just I was already punished by taking a damage and needing to waste a potion. Why are you punishing me more by having to delay, like having to fight again? It's kind of like, ah,
I mean,
you
I feel like that's kind of like Dark Souls.
again
I
that.
know they kind of do that.
Yeah, I feel like they do. I forgot. I haven't played Souls since I lost all my PS3 data. Oh God.
Well, when you die, you don't come back
You
as full
die, you
health.
die, you die, you die, you die.
You don't come back with full health. You come back deader and deader and deader with less life and less life. And when you want to heal, he walks very slowly and crushes something so he can heal himself. And the
Eh,
healing, I want to say, takes about 2 to 3 seconds.
yeah, well, he does have to drink it. His
No,
Estus flask.
well, I guess that's one of them. But the other one I had, you just crush it, and then you just
Yours
slowly
Dark
walk.
Souls 2, right?
Yeah.
See, that's the one I still have to play. I I played Demon Souls. I played Dark Souls. I platinumed them, played them over and over again, got everything. Um,
But whatever you
then
do,
I
do
lost
not touch the ogre in the very first scene.
then I lost all my PS3 data, and it got me very upset that I lost everything. And then I got Dark Souls 2 because I ordered the special edition, and I was just so upset that I was like, I don't really want to start this just yet. I was like I was having flashbacks to the other two Souls games, and I felt like I was just gonna waste my time. It was like, my data, it's all gone. What did I do with my life? But I want to play Dark Souls 2. I have the game. I just didn't start it yet. And then I got preoccupied with other games that came out. And now they announced Dark Souls 3's coming out. And I'm just like, I gotta play Dark Souls 2, but I want to replay Demon Souls and Dark
you gotta
Souls.
catch up, man. Gotta catch up with that shit, bro.
I'm
falling behind.
I prefer Demon Souls, though. I feel like there were certain things with Demon Souls that just did way better. Like, there was...
I wouldn't doubt it.
What?
I wouldn't doubt
There was
it.
in Demon Souls, there was... Alright, here's one of my biggest gripes about Dark Souls. And I love Dark Souls. I'm not saying, oh, this game sucks because of this. I'm just saying, this is why I prefer Demon Souls. I felt like Dark Souls punished you for playing multiplayer. Because I specifically remember this one... Because the way the two games work out, in Demon Souls, you save between... Like, you save in, like, the... Actually, I think it auto-saved... it's been a while since I played. I think it auto-saved, like, between the levels. And there was, like, a hub. Not necessarily world, it was just an area. There's a hub area where you accessed all the levels. In Dark Souls, there was a whole overworld, so you had to save at bonfires. I specifically remember, before I say that, the bonfires is, I don't know how much you know about Dark Souls, but the bonfires is where you accessed, like,
the saving point.
The save point, the
teleportation.
The inventory outside of what you're carrying, just basically, like, everything else other than what's on you. And how you level up and stuff. But you can't access that when you're playing multiplayer with somebody. Which isn't a problem until you need to save. Because then the game's like, oh, you're playing with somebody. You can't save. And then you're like, okay. And then you die and you lose all that data.
Well, shit.
Yeah. I remember there was this one area called Blight Town, which was this whole under... I don't even think it was underground, but it was just very dark and nasty. Like, run-down village hanging on wooden bridges over this, what looked like a bottomless pit. And I remember playing with somebody, and we got really far, and then there was a bonfire in the middle. And your bonfires are your checkpoints. And if you light the bonfire, you can always return there. Like, if you die, you go back to the last bonfire you were at. So, eventually we got to the boss. We both died, because that's what you do in Dark Souls, you die. And it would have been nice to go back to that checkpoint we actually reached. But you can't access the bonfire when you're playing with somebody. So we went all the way... I went all the way back to, like, 2 areas. And I was just like, I'm never playing with somebody again. Because this game punishes you for playing with people. Like, I don't want to lose all that data. I had to go through... I think I lost, like, 2 or 3 hours just because I played with somebody and couldn't light the checkpoint. That's a problem. See, the way checkpoints worked in Demon Souls was you opened up areas that you can... Like, for example, the best example I could think of that would just make more sense than me trying to explain what they do. Let's say point A to point B, there's... where you start and where you need to get to is not that far apart, but there are obstacles that you have to take other routes that are kind of long in order to move those obstacles, so that so the way it works is, so those obstacles, moving those obstacles kind of works as a checkpoint in and of itself, where, let's say, I start in this castle area, or like this town area, this medieval town area, it's like the first level, and there's a gate, but it's locked, and in order for me to open it, I have to take this this other route in order to get behind there. That's kind of like the first chunk of the level, getting behind that gate and opening it. And then when you open that gate, it saves that it's open. This way, if you die, you just when you start over, you just walk through that gate. And it was a very smart way of, like, replicating a save point, in my opinion, because, like, you're not actually saving, you're just kind of opening an easier path to quickly get up to where you left off if you die. And Dark Souls was kind of like, well, we don't have that, but there's checkpoints, but if you play with people, you can't activate them, so you might as well not play with anybody. And that was my problem. Also, I think my other problem with Dark Souls was there were multiple servers. So in Demon Souls, you can play with whoever you want, whenever you want. In Dark Souls, you are assigned who to play with randomly. And it kind of was just another nail in the multiplayer coffin. Whereas in Demon Souls, I met people on Demon Souls, and I constantly played Demon Souls with them. And then when Dark Souls came, I was like, oh, we can't play this. And then I was kind of just like, I don't even really want to play that much, because part of what made Demon Souls so much fun was playing with those people, you know? And those are my biggest gripes. And I love Dark Souls. I'm not saying, man, this, like I said before, I'm not saying, man, this sucks and this is why. I'm just saying this is why I prefer Demon Souls. But Dark Souls was fun too. I also want to add that Dark Souls felt like it was being difficult for the sake of being difficult and was unfair at points, where Demon Souls was difficult just because it just so happened to be difficult. Like, you learn...
I feel like the exact same thing, though.
Yeah, Demon Souls had moments...
It just happens to be difficult. No, we made it difficult.
Yeah, Demon Souls was difficult, but it was a fair difficult, where you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. Dark Souls was difficult because I felt like they were just saying, oh, Demon Souls is difficult, so we have to make this difficult. Let's make this a
Dark
little
Souls
unfair.
Is just... the way you lose your life is too realistic. And I'm just like, I didn't play a game to relive real life. I played a game to get away from real life.
I mean, that's part of the charm, though,
Like,
of going through a realistic scenario with non-realistic, aka fantasy elements. You know?
I guess, but there is a limit. Because every time I died, I feel like my tit grew tumors. I did not like that. Like, I swear to God, the first time so real, I grew up like 3 cup sizes. It was ridiculous.
Chris's cup size grew 3 sizes that day.
Boom!
What? I have a 3rd tit? Oh, man. See, Demon Souls, when it was difficult, it was like, oh, okay, I gotta get this pattern down. I know what I gotta do. Dark Souls, when you died and you came back, you're like, okay, I gotta remember that floor falls apart. It's like, that wasn't something I could have controlled, you know? It's learning based on something unfair as opposed to learning based on a pattern. Like, I specifically remember this one boss in Dark Souls. God, I forget it's been a while, so I forget the names of all the areas.
1 or 2?
1. Sorry, Dark Souls.
Oh, yeah, that's right, you didn't play.
Yeah, not yet. I want to, like I said, just haven't played it yet. There was a specific area in Dark Souls where I'm trying to remember the boss was like, it was called the Bed of Chaos, and it was this giant flaming tree thing, and you had to reach one part of it on one side and another part of it on another side, and as you're walking, parts of the floor fall apart. I'm just like, see, that's a bit unfair, especially because if you die, you start back a little bit too far back. But then there were scenarios in Demon Souls where I feel like they were trying to replicate that boss from, I think it was called the Dragon God, where again you had to fight certain parts of it at a time. But the floor wasn't falling apart, and like the environment wasn't punishing you. It was the boss that you had to kind of get its pattern down and react to as you were trying to reach certain parts. You know, and Dark Souls is kind of like, the room's falling apart, sorry, you just gotta remember not to step there next time. You're just like, oh god, that's not fair. Demon Souls, you say it's not fair, but then you're like, I guess it is fair, I just gotta remember not to do that. But Dark Souls is kind of like, that's not fair because it's not there. You put that there just so I could die. You didn't put that there as a learning experience. You put that there so I can die and you could say your game is hard when it's just, you just want everyone to die for the sake of dying. Demon Souls is like,
you know what? I'm gonna make this game hard as balls just so you can be frustrated.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, I guess that might be a reason why I didn't want to play Dark Souls 2, but I don't want to say that because I do want to play it. It's just, I am kind of like, I gotta go through.
I mean, nobody blames you. Nobody blames you.
Nobody what?
Nobody would blame you.
No, I guess. After losing all the data from Demon Souls and Dark Souls, which I platinumed, and you could look at my trophies, and they're there. I got everything. But I don't have it anymore. Oh, God. But when I played Monster Hunter, I felt a lot of similarities to the Souls games. I was like, oh, there's a stamina meter. When I roll, I lose some stamina. The cool thing is when I swing my sword, I don't lose stamina. So there are things that I felt very similar to the Souls games that I was able to enjoy because I do like the Souls games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense, bro.
Yeah, bro. I also been playing, as I always play, the Me Plaza games. I bought all that stuff, all the bundles. And I actually just last night beat Battleground Z, which is the zombie game in that game.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I have to pass people who have hobbies in order to get certain weapons. I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
You play the Me Plaza?
I used to, but then I just kind of stopped. Because originally, the DS I have isn't actually mine. I bought it from a friend, and she won't give me the fucking password to the Me ID. And now I can't even play Super Smash Brothers because I have to update, and I don't have the goddamn password. And it sucks.
You should get that.
I should, but I don't even know how to reset it. There's like no option on it to reset everything, so I'm just.
I think there probably is like a way to erase all the data and disconnect it from Miiverse. There should be a way. If not, I would contact Nintendo. Nintendo's pretty good. What were you gonna say? I think we said two different things about Nintendo at the same time.
I think we did. I said, well, Nintendo's a prick, so it's not gonna really let me.
Really? I was gonna say Nintendo. I was gonna say Nintendo's pretty good with that stuff. If you contact them, they're pretty helpful.
No, like right. If you ever handle my DS and you try to change it, you'll see that there's absolutely no option to wipe anything but all the data on there, and it's pretty frustrating.
You could back up.
Like, thank God the Pokemon saves on the cartridge, or I would be fucked.
That's true. I
would have lost all my favorite legendaries.
You had Omega Red and
Alpha Sapphire.
Which one did you get? Both?
I got Kyogre.
See, I got the dual pack from Best Buy, so I got both games. But I only played Omega Ruby, and it's awesome. And I completed the Pokedex.
You son of a bitch. You have any shinies?
Yeah. I have shinies.
I don't have a shiny yet.
Well, you should get one.
I don't want to fucking hatch an egg. You know how annoying that shit is?
Yeah, just...
My whole party be filled with eggs.
Just get a shiny by trading for it or something. I could just probably give you a shiny. But it's not the same as encountering your first shiny. You don't have to hatch an egg to get a shiny.
It's not the same at all.
I think the shiny I actually legitimately encountered in that game, like the only shiny that I came across my own, I think it was Nincada.
That bitch is so cute.
Yeah, and it was in that... maybe I'm thinking of X. But I don't know. Whatever. Maybe I'm thinking of X because I think I ran into Nincada shiny in the friend safari, and I think that's X.
Okay.
Mega Ruby, I feel like maybe I didn't encounter a shiny, but I feel like I always encounter a shiny. I don't know.
Oh, and do you know the Pokemon Noivern?
Yeah,
He's supposed to be only an X and Y, right?
maybe. I don't remember.
Because apparently the only way you can get him is by trade-in this game. But
I
I
could
ran
give.
into
I
him
could
once.
give it to you. I can give you a
It's
Noivern.
not even that. I literally ran into him in Victory Road.
Then maybe he's in it.
Maybe because like I'm walking and out of nowhere this bat with subwoofers on its fucking head comes up and I'm just like I don't want you. Run. And I'm sitting here. I'm like I should have caught that. I should
Well,
have
maybe
caught
you can
Noivern.
get Noibat.
Mm-mm. Those two are only on. It says the two are only strictly X and Y. And there's
I,
nothing saying about Noivern being
are you looking it up? I'm actually looking it up too.
No,
um,
I tried. I've tried. Like,
yeah, game
I even sat
locations.
there, like, I saw that Noivern, whether it was in Victory Road or it belonged to a trainer, I saw that Pokemon. And, like, it even shows in my Pokedex that I saw it.
Yeah, it says game locations XY Evolve Noibat Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire trade. Unless you could have ran into it, maybe a trainer had it. You
That's
know,
what I thought.
it's probably the case. It's
Uh,
probably the case. That's probably what happened. Yeah, X and Y. Let's see. Terminus Cave, Victory Road, Friend Safari, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire says trade. And you have X or Y?
no, but I've played it
Oh,
with
because I
all
was
my
gonna say
friends.
just trade
And
it.
I
I'll just give. I'll just give it to you. I give you a Noibat
did.
egg or Noibat.
I was gonna say I don't know if it's I don't know if it's X or Y, but I think it's called Games. No, I did action replay on it, and oh my god, I broke the map.
Oh, was it an emulator? Because you said Mac.
No, it was. It's a legit cartridge that says action
Right.
replay.
Well,
Plug it in the DS, plug in the game. I broke the fucking map. It was great.
oh, the map. I thought you said Mac, like computer
Oh,
Mac.
no.
You must be talking about Black and White or Black 2 and White 2 because there's no action replay
That
for
might
X
be
and
it.
Y.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Yeah. I wish
Yeah,
there
that's it.
was because the only thing because I use action replay after I'm done with the game and I just want to have fun. You know, I get through
Mhm.
the game I get through the game based on my skill level or luck or whatever. You know, no action, no cheating. um, and then once I'm done with everything, then I'm like, all right, now I'm gonna have some fun. And what I usually use the action replay for is like to save time on things, and also to clone so that I can send one. Like I could send a clone to my next game while also keeping it in that game. Um,
Okay.
so I do it for the benefit of like saving time or like backing up a copy, so to speak. Not really. I don't use it to like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make this god Pokemon, you know. And if I do, I'm not gonna use it against somebody, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but one of the things I also do is is to set up my Pokemon for competitive play. Uh, with all the IVs and EVs, and like I look up online, like what's the
Mhm.
legit way to go about this. So my Pokemon are legit. It's something that would be legal. It's not. It's not something I'm breaking. It's just something I'm saving time, so I don't have to spend hours upon hours of breeding, because ain't nobody got time for that.
Mm.
And I'm sure people enjoy it, but I don't really enjoy that, like wasting. I don't want to say wasting because again, it's just a matter of opinion. To me, I feel
Yeah.
like I'm wasting time. If that's something you enjoy, then obviously you're not wasting it. But I just don't want
Well, in
to
general, everything we do is technically wasting time. Time is wasting.
living. I'm wasting time because I'm living.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I can use my action replay on Gen 5 and below until I guess I have an action replay for the Game Boy Advance too, so I could use that too. But
Speaking of Game Boy Advance, Did you ever want a Pokemon Blue cartridge?
Did I ever
The
want
original?
one?
Yeah,
Where are you going with this?
because completely off topic. I'm selling my glitched out blue cartridge Pokemon.
Why
It
is it?
has Mew and Missing No on it.
Why is it glitched?
Because it has Mew and Missing No on it. I caught Mew and Missing No on this.
How'd you get Mew? Did you use that like discovered
A
glitch?
series of
Was it the thing
this.
on the? Is that the thing with when you encounter the Slowbro and like it saves its code and you fly out of like the menu and stuff and you run into a
It's
black Mew?
something. Yeah, it's no. I think that's how you get the Missing No.
No, you get the
The Mew
missing
one,
no
I had to
when the
talk to a series of certain people,
yeah
and then on the bridge he would pop up.
yeah that's what I'm talking about. The missing no is something else. The missing no is when the old man teaches you how to catch
Oh yeah,
Pokemon and then you fly to I want to say
Cinnabar.
Cinnabar.
I think.
Yeah, Cinnabar,
Yeah,
and you surf the coast. I think there were some other glitch Pokemon, and I think there was another way to get a missing no. I'm not sure, but I think there was a missing no that you can catch that wouldn't mess up your game. And I think it was just called M though, and I think it was in the Safari Zone.
yeah. It all depends on what you name yourself.
Yeah,
Certain spaces and certain letters give you a certain Missing No.
you know
Like the
there.
name I have in my cartridge, it gave me at least three of them.
Nice. um, there was talk about X and Y in one of the doorways in Lumio City. Um, if you look at a certain angle, there was talks that there was what looked like missing no. That like you can see a missing no. I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if that's true or not. I never saw
And
it.
did you play the by any chance? Speaking of that kind of stuff, did you play the Delta episode on
Yes.
It talks about how Pokemon is a multi-universe. That's why in
Yeah.
one card, one legendary, and the other one can catch the other.
Exactly. I thought that was really cool. That was a cool idea.
Clever, but we all know it's for marketing reasons.
Well, honestly, if I was in that situation where I was coming up with a story, I would probably do the same thing where I'd be like, yeah, there's probably a multiverse because, you know, I don't know. You're
No, we're not
everybody's.
trying to we're not trying to skeeve you out of money. It's just a multiverse theory.
I mean, does that really change your level of wanting to get the other game? It's just a
Yeah.
story explanation for why there's another game.
hmm
I think.
But
I
I
mean, yeah,
think
that's true. It's for like, oh, if you're playing the other game and there's a different legendary or different Pokemon you encounter. But my first perception of it was they're talking about the original Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, where there's no Mega Stones, so you can't crap. You can't do certain things in the old games that you could have in this one, and that's because it's a different universe. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, so their idea of it was, we can stop this meteor by mega evolving Rayquaza. Let's not send it to another universe because maybe in another universe they can't mega evolve.
Send out Rayquaza.
Right, and so basically the world of Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, or the worlds of Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, versus the worlds of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where you would send that meteor into the old games, and in the old games you have no way of stopping it because you can't Mega Evolve.
Yeah.
So they're like, let's stop the meteor instead of sending it to a different universe, because in that other universe, they might not be able to stop it like we can. So it was a cool little, story thing.
Yeah. So it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. There's.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, before we go, I wanted to talk about. Some things that were released this week or things coming up. I know E3 is coming up.
hmm
Lots of talks of that. Mostly leaks Now they're probably fake. I want to say they're probably fake because it makes me not sound like an idiot when they're confirmed to be fake. But did I mean not real? I don't know. I'm pretty sure you know what I meant to say, even if I didn't say it. but
Probably. I'll just say yes and nod my head.
Yeah, I'm just nodding my head. Yeah, yeah.
No.
Good. They. I don't want to say they sound convincing because anybody can really write, like, oh, I work at the place and saw the trailers, so I kind of have an idea of what's coming up. I'm more so along the lines of, man, I hope this is true, as opposed to being on the lines of, oh, God, this is definitely true. Because you can't really say for sure.
No, you can't.
There's no evidence against it. There's no evidence for it. It's just a
The
matter
only way you could possibly be, the only way your word can be verified is if you work for that gaming company.
My dad works for Nintendo. It's true.
My grandma's not Nintendo. I take offense to that.
My dad is Sakurai. He knows. No, but there is one thing that you can say is kind of like evidence, but then again, it's not really evidence. It's kind of like there was talks about
still
this,
just a rumor in the end.
Yeah, there was talks about this game coming up for the Wii U for a new IP by Platinum called Angel Blood. And people are connecting to different sources saying, oh, on Twitter, so-and-so said, oh, you're going to be seeing red. And then IGN said that, there's a new Nintendo IP. I think they said new Nintendo IP, but they said there's a new Wii U game coming out by Platinum. And people are just, like, connecting the dots. And they're like, if this is all true, and this is the game that the supposed leak was talking about called Angel Blood, then that means the other stuff is probably real, too. Which I can see.
Get the fuck out of here.
But, if my stance on it is, I hope it's true because it sounds awesome.
Oh yeah, it does.
Like, I'm not saying, like, man, this is so true, and I'm not saying, oh, that this isn't true, because I really don't know where to stand on it. I'm sort of leaning towards it being true because of everyone connecting the dots, and it sounds legit. But then I back away, and I'm like, anybody will perceive something how they want to perceive it in certain scenarios. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I try to stay neutral on it. This way I can look at it with an open mind. And it's really hard to, especially when you want it to be true.
This is true.
They were talking about, one of the things they said was that there's going to be a trailer for Ryu in Smash Bros. And there was already a lot of talk about, I don't know if you heard or read anywhere, that there was a lot of talk about music files found in the coding for the Mewtwo DLC for Smash Bros. And the music...
Shit.
What?
Oh shit, go on.
And the music that they found that was patched into the game was Street Fighter music. And there was like
That's all.
Yeah, and there was like a fanfare that they found for Ryu, or for like a Street Fighter sounding like Victory fanfare. And ever since that, whenever Mewtwo was, like in May, whenever Mewtwo was released, ever since that, people were like, wow, Ryu's going to be in Smash Bros. So the fact that was mentioned in the leak, again, it could be either used to be like, hey, this is, my fake leak is true because I mentioned Ryu, or it could just be, or it can actually be real. You never know. There's no way of knowing. You can only look back at it once it's been released and say, that was real.
That fucker knew.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I should have believed him. You should have spread the word.
Well, now I'm stupid, but, I'm not going to change. But yeah, Smash is awesome, and I hope that Ryu's released, only because that's cool. I mean, why not? I understand that a lot of people just want Nintendo exclusives, because it's to celebrate Nintendo. But I step back, and I'm like, I think, that was fine and all. Smash Bros. Mostly celebrates only Nintendo. But I think it should celebrate its history and the era
Mm-hmm.
Mostly concerning Nintendo, like back on Nintendo, was it Street Fighter 2 really picked up and was popular, and it's like that's a famous thing for Nintendo. Nintendo's history is Street Fighter, so I feel like it's fitting for Ryu to be in it. Sonic, for a long time, was Nintendo's rival, and then he started being in Nintendo games with like the Olympics crossover with Mario, and then Sega started putting Sonic games on the Nintendo. So it's kind of like, because they can, why not? Because it's like, oh, he was his longtime rival. It works. I feel like it works for Sonic to be on there. Snake, there was a whole thing. There was a whole thing about Kojima begging Sakurai to put Snake in. Again.
Well, think about it. Like, Super Smash Brothers is basically Nintendo's Hunger Games. So they'll stick anybody. They'll ask permission to stick anybody in there.
Yeah, but it should mostly be Nintendo. But I think it's...
Which is how it started.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, that's how it started. And now it's just, more people. Fucking Pac-Man, because why not?
Well, Pac-Man was in a Mario Kart arcade game.
It doesn't count.
Okay. But,
doesn't count.
The point is, I feel like it should be a nice blend of mostly... like practically all of it Nintendo, and a little hint of the era. So you have Sonic in there because he was the rival, and now he's on a lot of Nintendo consoles. Mega Man, he was a big part of Nintendo's history, not the company, but the system. Metal Gear was never really on Nintendo. I mean, there's the old games. I don't know. You correct me.
The thing is, Metal Gear was mainly like PlayStation.
Yeah, but then they had Twin Snakes, which was the remake on the GameCube. So it's kind of like, all right, we'll let it slide.
It's there.
And Pac-Man was like the old main character of video games. Like, it was him and Game & Watch, right? Maybe a couple of others. God. But, like, Pac-Man was a very important game and mascot. And, again, it's like a little sliver of the era of that time. So, I think you can throw in... you could throw in as many third parties as you want, as long as it's a very small percentage when you compare it to the Nintendo properties in Smash Bros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which, one thing I want to add to that is, if you have a third-party property, I feel like one representative is enough. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, Sonic's in, I want Knuckles in, or I want Tails in, or I want Dr. Eggman in. It's like, whoa, wait. Sonic is representing his series. I just feel like it would take away if they add in a character who's from the same series. Because then it's two, and it's kind of like, now we're turning into Super Smash Bros. Plus Sonic. It's like, all right, you want to put Eggman in, put Knuckles in, put Tails in, put Amy in, put everyone, put in everything, put in
Fuck it, stick in Duck Hunt. Why the fuck not?
Well, Duck Hunt's Nintendo, so. But Duck Hunt is basically Nintendo's Banjo-Kazooie at this point.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Which is another part of the leak and another rumor that Xbox or Microsoft is going to announce Banjo 3E, which I'm not, again, I don't know what to think of it, but I'm certainly for it. I'm totally for it. I would love to see Banjo 3E.
I think one of the newest Banjo-Kazooies, I think it was the second one. It's like, oh, right, and this is the new Banjo-Kazooie, and it's all wagon.
Nuts and bolts on the 360?
More wagons and...
Oh, yeah.
Fat.
Nuts and bolts. Yeah, my interpretation of... I feel like I keep saying interpretation and perception, but, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Word is there, why not?
I feel like if they announce a new Banjo-Kazooie game and they call it Banjo 3E, I feel like that's a good thing because you have Banjo-Kazooie, then you have Grunty's Revenge, which was on Game Boy Advance, then you have Banjo-Tooie, then you have Nuts and Bolts. I feel like there's a nice pattern of main title, spin-off, main title, spin-off, and it kind of takes Nuts and Bolts and places it as a spin-off because it wasn't that great in comparison to the other games. So you kind of get away with saying this was canon, but it's also a spin-off. Now it's time for Banjo 3E, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, because each spin-off, if it's a spin-off, then I'd say each spin-off because there's only one. But each spin-off would have its own canon and... I mean, not its own canon, but it gives canon to the overall story. And it has something like in Grunty's Revenge, it was between 1 and 2, where Grunty's ghost went into a machine and she was a robot, and then at the end when the machine is destroyed, the ghost goes back into her body. So it's like, all right, 2 picks up where they take her out of the hole. Like, it didn't interrupt anything, you know? Nuts and Bolts, as a spin-off, would reintroduce the series. Like, it pretty much reintroduced it again. Like, Grunty was just a rotted head, and what they made Banjo and Kazooie, or at least Banjo, I don't remember Kazooie, I think she was fat too, but they made her, like, fat, you know? And they made them, like, lazy, because they didn't go on any adventure since Banjo-Tooie. And, it's kind of like, alright, everybody kind of, like, everybody, not slacked, but everybody kind of, like, turned into this not so heroic or dangerous thing. Everybody's kind of just there. And then Nuts and Bolts kind of, like, reintroduced it where they gave Banjo-Kazooie new body and Gruntilda new body. But then the game wasn't that great. It was, like, alright. But I feel like the game is a great setup for Banjo 3E, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can... Because they made fun of... Or the Lord of Games, a.k.a. Log, made fun of the fact that all you did in the old games was collect things, albeit really stupidly. But they did. And I would love to see him break the fourth wall again in the beginning of Banjo 3E, where he would look at the viewer and say, you know, I said this in the last game, and then he would turn and look at the camera and be like, I guess I was wrong, you know? Like, I think it would be a nice nod, and it would be pretty funny. I don't know. I could see that happening, and then Banjo 3E would be just like Kazooie and Tooie in the gameplay sense, you know, how it's set up, the genre, whatever, your typical quote-unquote collectathon. I don't know, you've played Kazooie and Tooie, right?
I've played a decent handful of it.
What about Grunty's Revenge?
I know of that one.
But you didn't play it.
Huh?
But you didn't play it.
No.
Okay. Well, I basically told you what happens.
Okay.
Yeah. We're over the hour mark now, but I said we were going to wrap things up, but there were still a couple of things. Did you want to say anything else? Because there was a couple of other things I could say.
Oh, you know Silent Hill, right?
Yeah.
Did you know about PT?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I didn't play it. I wasn't going to play that shit.
What?
I don't have a PS4, so I couldn't play it anyway. But
you're fucking pussy!
Watched it. So
okay, well, what did you think of it?
It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. It no
awesome.
It no longer exists though, so whatever.
I'm sad. I really wish they didn't cancel that.
There's a rumor that Microsoft is trying to buy the right to it, so it would be an Xbone exclusive.
I doubt it, because well, you watched the gameplay, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, there's a part towards the end where he says, I'm taking my new toy with me. That was supposedly the... Fuck, I forgot his name. The creator saying, I'm leaving and I'm taking PT with me. That was like his symbolism thing.
Kojima?
So I don't... Yeah. So I don't know if he's going to get Microsoft to buy it out
Well, if they
or
bought
something
it,
like
it
that.
wouldn't be Silent Hills. It would probably be something else. But they would just change. They would just take out all the references to Silent Hill because it was a reboot anyway, so it didn't matter. They just changed the main character, you know.
Like the story thing was pretty awesome. I'm sitting here, I'm like, I want to play this. I want to play this fucking game. This game's awesome. That's a
I'd be too
great
scared.
fucking
I would
story.
sit there and watch you play it, but I wasn't. The extent of my horror games is Resident Evil because I love Resident Evil.
I consider that more action, if anything.
It's still fun. I love it.
Yeah, it is fun, but I consider that one a little more action rather than horror. Because after a while, it's like zombies. Okay, it's desensitized. Alright, zombies. That's cool.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun. I actually, as cheesy and non-existent as it is, I love the story. And I love the characters.
Yeah. I didn't like 5 at all.
That was my favorite.
Come on, a white guy going to Africa and shooting up everybody that's black. Come on.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
There's plenty of other races in that game.
I guess.
It took place in Africa. Wouldn't it be more racist if there were no black people in Africa? Yeah?
Yeah, I guess.
I didn't hear of any Asians complaining when there was an outbreak in China in Resident Evil 6. And I didn't hear any,
There's always a white guy on black dude.
I didn't hear any Spanish people complaining in 4. What?
That's like the most easily targeted racial thing, though, to get called off the thing, you know? That's like the most easily targeted one there.
Black? White on black? But
that's like
Sheva was black.
Who?
Sheva, your partner, was black. And the awesome, oh my god, super awesome Josh Stone was black.
This is true.
He was so badass. Especially his taunts in Mercenaries, because I love Mercenaries. I think that's why I liked 5 so much. 1, it ended the story it was building up with Wesker and Chris. And 2, because Mercenaries was amazing.
I have not seen the Mercenaries one.
You're coming over.
Wait, I know you can do. I know you can play 2-player now. Is that true?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Mercenaries. I got all S ranks and then lost my data.
Nice. Wait, Krauser's not in this one, right?
No. He was in 4, but no.
I knew he was in 4 because I beasted with that fucking demon arm. Or zombie arm, whatever.
Plaga. Las Plagas.
Plaga!
Las Plagas. Sounds like a Broadway show. I'm going to see Las Plagas live. Oh my god, it's Las Plagas live. It's killing me, but I'm enjoying it. It's killing me, but I'm enjoying it. Literally.
Ay, los míos.
Oh, Las Plagas.
Ay, las plagas.
Oh, man.
I did like 6 because I saw more of Ada Wong. Ada Wong's my bae, I'm sorry. She's like one of the only Asians I like.
She's also one of the only Asians in Resident Evil, so.
This is true. Have you noticed they basically changed her and all the other characters' appearance like 6 times?
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's weird.
I hate how they changed Jill after 5.
Mm-hmm. It was weird.
And then in Revelations, it was like a different face. Because they were based on real models. I feel bad for forgetting the name of the guy that Chris was based on. Like, I feel really bad. But Jill Valentine's face was based on Julia Voth. And so they had those recognizable faces since the remake of the first game on GameCube. And then after 5, I don't know, did they lose the rights to those faces, or did they decide we need to reboot these faces, like give a new look?
If anything, like the only reason I would see behind something like that is because since you gave them such an iconic face, for them to change it, I feel like they couldn't cough up the money enough to say, "Hey, let's use your face."
guess, but I feel like they had already bought it, so why not? Like, I feel like they owned that, but I don't know how that works.
It depends. It depends on the contract.
I guess so.
It all depends on the contract that they sign. It says there could be a contract. Hey, we'll use your face for this game, and this game we'll pay this money. They say okay. Hey, we don't have the money, but can we still use your face? No. Why? On the contract, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it was, like, game-specific as opposed to series.
Probably.
Maybe it wasn't so much as we own your face, or we own this copy of your face, as opposed to...
It's more of a, hey, let's borrow your face today.
It's more like we own the right to use your face for this game, not forever, you know?
Probably.
So it's like game exclusive, the contracts, maybe. But it saddens me. I heard a lot of people complaining about the model of Jill Valentine in 5, saying she had a potato nose or whatever, like her nose looked strange. And looking at it, it did look strange in the model. Like,
oh, Junos.
no, it was strange. It did look strange in the game model. Like, it looked a little bit strange. But when you see what they tried to replicate on the model's face, it looked fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can see how similar they are. It's just it didn't translate as well. Like, maybe if they spent more time on it, like, it would have looked a lot better on the computer, in the video game. Like, it looked like they needed to tweak something. It looked like they just might have messed up on something, because it looked fine, but at the same time, it looked a little bit strange. But then you look at the model's...
slight change.
Yeah, you look at the model's face that they based it on, and it's perfect. It's like, she's beautiful. It's just like, I don't know what went wrong when they translated it, but, like, when you put them side to side, you're like, oh yeah, that's her nose. But when you look at them separately, you're like, there's something wrong with this nose. And I don't know...
Probably doesn't fit the complexion of Jill's face.
But it's the
rather
model's
than
face. It's the model's face, you know. It fits on her face, and her nose is fine. Her nose is perfect. It's just on the game model there was something slightly off, and I think maybe it was the lighting. I think maybe it was like the interior of the nostrils, kind of like if you look at somebody's face and you see their nose. What?
It could be how the nose is pointed.
I don't know. Like, if you look at if you're looking at somebody's face and you see their nose, you see their nostrils, it's dark. And then maybe if you look at...
Wait, this is in 5, right?
Yeah. And maybe if you look at the model's face, maybe you don't see the same shading. I don't know. There was just something slightly off that. If you compared the two, they look the same. If you look at them separately, you're like, this looks different.
Well, think of it this way, like... There could be slight adjustments to the facial structure itself that could make the nose be like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm a nose."
Yeah, I guess.
Like even pressing the eyes slightly too together and making them slightly too small can change everything.
That's true, but
it all depends on how they positioned it. I'm not sure how well they did it, but. It looks like it could be the way they did, like, a lot of the shading on the side of the nose and all that stuff, too.
Oh, so you're actually looking at a comparison right now?
Kind of.
Oh, I should have done that as I was talking, but I didn't. Alas, I did not. Alas, poor Yorick, I did not. Alas, Yorick, I did not.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, I think maybe it's time for us to actually start wrapping this up.
Yeah, 'twas a good run.
Yeah, 'twas a good run. 'Twas its first
Indeed,
and last. Indeed, my good friend. Toodle pip.
Yeah. Indeed.
But yeah, we at the moment during this recording, we do not have any social media for this podcast. If you guys want to follow us, you can follow wherever you are watching this right now. Whether it's a page on Facebook or an account on YouTube, wherever you're watching this right now or listening to this, you can stay tuned to that, and we will update. We will update that. Any last minute, last second, last moment of time things you want to? Any last input?
Bat my shiny metal ass.
I miss
That's all I got
Futurama.
now.
I miss Futurama. On my end, I don't know. Read my comic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm kind of drawing a blank at the moment.
It's called Spirit Legends, so read my comic. Tell me what you think. That's my.
Well, maybe I won't tell you
that's
what
my
I think. Maybe
shameless-
I'll read it and just not tell you what you think.
All right, that's fine too. That's my shameless plug. I'm leaving off with my shameless plug.
Go for it.
Alrighty. Alright, guys. Take care. No adios or anything from you?
Oh. Bye.
See ya.
Yay. Yeah.